Good day, graded learners. Welcome to our new episode of Learning Mathematics. By the way, how are you today? And I think you are ready now to fight in the battlefield of learning. For today's video lesson, you will learn to describe and illustrate rectangular coordinate system and give the coordinates of a point on the plane and plot points on the Cartesian plane. Are you familiar with him? He is a French philosopher, scientist, and mathematician who is known as the father of analytic geometry and modern mathematics. His name is Rene Descartes. He discovered a rectangular coordinate system which is also known as XY plane or Cartesian plane. This is what we call a Cartesian plane. In that illustration, what do you call the two intersecting number lines? The point of intersection. Into how many parts or regions is the plane divided? How do we call these regions? How do you describe now a Cartesian plane? How about a point in the Cartesian plane? How is a point plotted in the plane? Are the coordinates 0, 2 and 2, 0 the same? Why? Can you plot these points in the plane? How do we call now the first component of an ordered pair? How about the second component? These questions will be answered as we go along with our discussions. Referring to that illustration, in what quadrant will you locate the following points? Point P, 3, 4, point R, negative 2, negative 6, point A, 1, negative 5, point Y, negative 4, 3, and point S, 0, 5. What is rectangular coordinate system? The Cartesian coordinate system uses two perpendicular number lines that meet or intersect at the point of origin, which is 0, 0. When we say perpendicular lines, two lines that intersect and form four right angles. The vertical line is the y-axis and the horizontal line is the x-axis. This plane was divided into four regions called quadrants: quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. The plane is composed of infinitely many points. Each point in the Cartesian plane is defined by an ordered pair of the form xy, where x and y are elements of real numbers. The first coordinate of a point is called the x-coordinate or abscissa, and the second coordinate is called the y-coordinate or ordinate. The direction of the four quadrants starts from here as quadrant 1 until quadrant 4. It can't be interchanged. The signs of the first and second coordinates of a point vary in the four quadrants. In quadrant 1, the signs are positive and positive. In quadrant 2, the signs are negative and positive. In quadrant 3, the signs are both negatives. And in quadrant 4, the signs are positive and negative. There are also points which lie in the x and y axis. The points which lie in the x-axis have coordinates x, 0, and the points which lie in the y-axis have coordinates 0, y, where x and y are real numbers. Next is how to plot points on the Cartesian plane. Here are some steps on how to plot points on the Cartesian plane. First, start with the origin. Second, move to the right if the sign of the first coordinate or abscissa is positive, and move to the left if it is negative. Then last, go upward if the sign of the second coordinate is positive and go downward if it is negative. Let's have an example. Plot the following points on the Cartesian plane and connect them to form a geometric shape. Point A is 3, 4, point B is 2, negative 3, and point C is negative 2 and 0. If this is our Cartesian plane, the center is the origin, which is also our starting point in plotting or locating points on the Cartesian plane. Point A, which is 3, 4, is located at quadrant 1 because the signs of the first and second coordinates are both positives. Let's check. The first number will tell us how many times we will move, and the sign will tell us also the direction if it is going to the right or left. Since we have positive 3, from the origin, we will move to the right 3 times. To move upward or downward, we will consider the second number. Since it is positive 4, we will rise or go upward 4 times. And this is now our point A, which is 3, 4, and it is located at quadrant 1. For point B, 2, negative 3, positive 2 means from the origin we will move to the right 2 times. And negative 3 will tell us to go downward 3 times. So this is our point B. For the last point, point C, negative 2, 0, negative 2 means from the origin we will move to the left 2 times. But since our second number is 0, it means we don't need to move anymore. And this is our point C, which is located at x-axis. Then we will connect the 3 points and they form a triangle. Going back to our previous question, in what quadrant will you locate these 5 points on the Cartesian plane? This is how I locate the points. Point P, 3, 4 is located at quadrant 1 because the signs of the abscissa and ordinate are both positives. Point R, which is negative 2, negative 6, is located at quadrant 3 because the signs of the abscissa and ordinate are both negatives. Point A, 1, negative 5, is located at quadrant 4. Point Y, negative 4, 3, is located at quadrant 2. And lastly, point S, 0, 5, is located at y-axis. Our next exercise will enable you to correct erroneous coordinates of the point. This is the first situation. Castiel indicated point A has coordinates 2, 4. Do you agree with Castiel? What makes Castiel wrong? And how will you explain to him that he is wrong in a subtle way? Anybody from the class? Yes, Charis, are you trying to answer?
I don't agree with Castiel, sir, that he indicated point A with coordinates of 2 and 4. What makes him wrong is that he interchanged the coordinates of point A. To get the correct coordinates of point A, we will write first the value of x found on the x-axis before getting the value of y on the y-axis. Thus, the correct coordinates of point A are 4 and 2.
Second situation. Elkanah insisted that point B has coordinates 4, 0, while point D has coordinates 0, negative 4. Do you agree with Elkanah? If yes, why? If no, state the correct coordinates of points B and D. What is your idea on this? What's in your mind, Jafera? Would you like to share it to the class?
I think Sir Elkanah misidentified the coordinates of point B and point D. Same with what has been mentioned by Charis, that in identifying the correct coordinates of a certain point on the Cartesian plane, we have to get first the value of x on the x-axis before getting the value of y on the y-axis. Therefore, point B has coordinates 0, 4, and point D has coordinates -4, 0.
Yes, you're right, Zafera. I think with this activity you have learned how to identify the coordinates of a point on the plane. How can the rectangular coordinate system be used in real-life situation? Rectangular coordinate system is very useful, especially in making a graph, because the concept of making a line graph is the same with plotting points on the Cartesian plane. Here is the graph of the number of COVID-19 cases in our country. COVID-19 infections are increasing in Philippines with 20,387 new infections reported on average each day. That is 96% of the peak, the highest daily average reported last September 15, 2021. From January 3, 2020 to January 11, 2022, there have been 2,998,530 confirmed cases of COVID-19 with 52,293 deaths reported to World Health Organization. Here are the data of the daily reported cases from January 1 to January 11, 2022. It shows that January 10 has the most reported cases. To illustrate its trends, we are going to plot them on the Cartesian plane. The y-axis represents the number of cases and the x-axis represents the date. Based on the graph, we can see the drastic increase of the number of cases from January 1 to January 10, 2022. This might be caused by the holiday seasons previously celebrated, but in God's grace, it drops on January 11, 2022. Now, it's time to see whether you have learned or not. On the provided answer sheet, you will plot the following set of points on the Cartesian plane. Then, you will connect the points consecutively and determine the geometric figure formed. As your additional activity, you will apply now how Cartesian plane is used in drawing objects. Select only one among the three coordinates, or you can search on the internet if you would like to use another coordinates that you like. Identify the ordered pairs of the significant points so that the figure will be drawn precisely. Make your own coordinate using graphing paper, roller, pencil or ball pen, and any coloring materials. Your output will be assessed using the following rubrics. Submit your output on the scheduled time and make sure you have written your name and accomplished all the activities. Thank you for sparing your time with me. This is Francisco A. Otto Jr., your math facilitator. May God bless you all.